them, which I normally don't do, but they're really not that good. Like crunchy fajitas, there's not even no stick in them.
Wait for a second.
My name is Kay Shamante, and if you're new here, this is From Your Big Sister, a series where we talk about things that desperately need to be talked about, or I kind of talk about whatever is on my mind. Crying. Now, I say this to tell you that I have not cried a good cry in a long time. Bitch, I got a piss. Works to do. Right. I have not cried a good cry in a long time, and I feel like that's because on some weird instant that I have no sense of sensitivity left in me. Now, I know what you're thinking. What the fuck does this have to do with From Your Big Sister? Like, what does this have to do? What does me crying have to do with me relating to a little brother or little sister? Now, the reason why I have this topic is today is because I feel like when we cry, it is a form of sensitivity. And I know it's kind of self-obvious, like ding-a-ling-ling bitch does. But I feel like when we are sitting here crying because we're actually sad or because we're actually happy or we're sentimental or we're angry, it's really good. I feel like a good cry, the last time I had a real good cry was early on when my life was falling apart. Like, I feel like that was the last time I had a really good cry, and I can't tell you how much pressure was actually released from my body just by shedding a few tears. And when you hold everything in, it only comes out as two things really. Either it comes out as anger or it comes out as avoidance. There's only two things. When you do not cry, those are the only two resolutions that you have for building up these sad emotions. And when I tell you that I sometimes still feel envious for people that cry, I genuinely mean that. I feel like that because I spend so much time trying to push forward, like I'm at this weird phase in my life where I have an opportunity to either take it and like really do nothing about it. Really take it for face value and don't grow or don't shoot for the stars or don't do anything about it right now. Or I could take it and really just push on. Like for the past couple of days, I've literally been, or just in general, I have to encourage myself that I tell myself I have to keep going even though I don't see there's no point. I have to remind myself that I have to keep going even when I'm not seeing results right now or I don't think that I'm actually doing anything. I have to tell myself that I have to keep going. And that builds up entirely pressure in my body. And it's not even like sometimes I almost wish that it would like come out as tears, but I don't feel like that I'm at peace right now to where I can cry. So I feel like that I had to be so in like desensitized or I had to be so disconnected with the world and situations around me in order to give myself faith that it really caused me to like lose that part of me. And it breaks my heart because I used to be a really big crybaby. I used to find it was so much strength in being able to woe is day, like run to somebody and be like, oh, I feel like this, or come help me with this, or come do this to me. But I used to feel like there was such a big strength in that, and now that I don't do it, it's really like it really made me feel less human. And I'm not telling you this because I want to like experience that good cry. I'm telling you this because you're going to experience a hump where you find it really hard to cry. And I want you to take that moment when you're finding it really hard to cry and just take it as keep going. I'm not saying keep trying harder. I'm not saying like, oh, you're almost there. I'm just saying keep going. I don't always believe in falsifying. I don't believe in falsifying certain emotions just to manipulate you, just to get you to get where I'm coming from. I like to actually just say things and give example after example and example because I would rather you relate to where I'm coming from. Like, I feel like that's the same thing, but it's like I'm not trying to wordplay and gaslight you to relate to me. I want to use reference and live examples for you to get where I'm coming from, is what I'm trying to say. So when I say I want you to keep going, it's because I just want you to keep going. I don't want you to say like, oh, I'm going to see the end of the tunnel, because, baby, when I'm telling you that I keep going and I'm going and I don't see it end, I don't know when eventually my life is going to snap and now I'm going to, I don't see that for myself. I find it hard. It's very challenging. I'm tired. And to still want things is so draining to me, because every time I want something, it's just taken from me. God forbid, knock on wood. Like, I've done had it so into my mind that that's how my life is set up, that I feel like a real part of me is not here no more. And it hurts me because I love that part of me. I feel like the personality that I have was so, like, not rare, but it was so genuine. I was just a sweetheart, and I was just so kind. And now, since my life has made a change, I feel like that I have to be a different person in order to protect what part of me is still there. And I have to give myself my own safe space. I'm not saying I'm not safe nowhere else or no one else offers me that safe space, but I don't feel like that. Like my older sister, one of my older sisters, she's a good person that I could talk to about stuff like this, but I don't always feel like that, I'm ready to talk about it with her, because I don't think I'm prepared to hear her responses. I feel like her responses are going to be like kind of head on the nail for me, and I don't feel like I'm like really ready to hear the head on the nail thing. But I feel like when you're able to cry, I feel like that's the best feeling in the world, just to cry, because it's like the best cleanse that you can offer your body that is not spiritual or religious related. I feel like that crying is something that you can only self-soothe and give yourself. Like, nobody can really make you feel refreshed on the inside outside of spiritual and religious beliefs but yourself, but releasing that. And you can only release it through anger or sadness or, the bedroom boom boom stuff. But that's flesh wise. Even that one is flesh wise, so you can't even do that. So you gotta let it pass. You gotta let it pass. Whether you feel like you're crying too much, or you feel like you're not crying enough, or you feel like you can't cry, or you find it hard to cry. I definitely on TikTok, when it's like sentimental moments, like there's a TikTok where, it just makes me want to water up because I find it so personal. But even then, I can't allow myself to physically give in and give a full-fledged cry, because I don't feel like that I have that in me. I don't have it in me to be so overly emotional to where tears are just going to seep to my eyes. I don't have it in me. Yeah! You got him? Hi, Papa! And this is from your big sister. You can find me here on all these social media platforms, or you can catch me out on Spotify for the audio version, and I'll see you in the next one.